Hey there, I'm Natalie McNeil, and you are watching the first episode of my Superhuman Entrepreneur series on She Takes on the World TV. In this series, my team of doctors and wellness professionals will be helping me and you stay healthy and achieve peak performance as you build your business. I wanted to create this series because after the launch of my book, The Conquer Kit, which was published at the tail end of a 6-month period of massive growth in my business, I was honestly more drained and burnt out than I've been in a really long time. And when I finally got home and could get back into my regular healthy routines, I found it so difficult just to pull myself out of bed and start the workday in the morning. It actually scared me a lot. And that's when I knew that I wanted to create this series and share more of the behind the scenes of working with my team of doctors to optimize my health and just start a discussion around our well-being as entrepreneurs, because it's so important that we don't ignore our health on our quest to be successful, because health is wealth. And that's a mantra to write on a sticky note or inside your journal so that you can be reminded of it often. I always say that there's this point that you get to whenever you up-level in any area of your life where you need to figure out your new normal at that level. There was a time a couple years ago where we went through another big growth spurt, and I remember it taking a few months to just figure out my new routine and how I was going to lead and to manage my company when I didn't have experience running a business at that stage and at that level yet. I knew that I would figure it out, but there was definitely a learning curve there. And then I mastered that and I had my daily routine totally down. And then with this latest growth and all the travel that came with it, I found myself needing to get comfortable with this new normal because our business was in a completely different place and I just had so much more on my plate. That's when I assembled my little team of doctors that you're going to be hearing from in this series, and I decided to undergo a whole peak performance program that would take into account my hectic schedule. So to start with, I underwent a batch of tests with Designer Health Centers and Dr. Isaac Jones, who you'll be hearing from in the series, just to see where I was at. It felt really vulnerable for me to take you behind the scenes of the medical tests and nitty-gritty details, but my intuition was loud and clear that I needed to share everything my health team had me do in order to recover from burnout and optimize the health of my body and increase my productivity and creative output, boost my energy, and so much more, because I know that this is going to help you too. So here we go. Let's take a look behind the scenes of my journey. It's 3:30 in the morning and I'm getting ready to go and do radio interviews. You know you love what you do when you're willing to get up for it at 3:30, because I'm really not a morning person. Mornings are not my thing. 7 o'clock is sort of my early morning rise time, usually. And I just made myself a cup of tea. And the message on my yogi tea bag, if any of you drink yogi tea and you get these lovely little messages, my message this morning is mental happiness is total relaxation. And as soon as I saw that, I started laughing because mentally I am pretty exhausted and drained after the last few weeks of just a grueling schedule. But the book is doing really well and I'm really excited. Lots of good things are happening, but I'm tired. I'm really tired. And it's probably one of the lowest points for me in terms of my health and overall well-being, because I'm usually really on top of it. So I'm feeling it, but I'm pushing through, and I think it's going to be a really, really good day. But I thought I'd make this little video of the behind the scenes because you don't always get to see what goes into those outward successes. It's so hard to get out of bed. I've got 4 more 18-hour days to push through, and then I'm gonna get a little bit of a break, which will be divine. On every hero's journey, there is a gift that the hero receives, and it's usually something that can change the world, something that is meant to be shared with others. And I believe this gift of meditation and mudras that I've received from masters all over the planet is my gift to share. Well, I made it through the week. I'm feeling so depleted though. And I think someone's gonna have to come and drag me out of bed this morning. At least I'll get a couple days that are a bit more restful, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get my energy back up so that I don't feel like this. So I did it. The book is out into the world. It's been an amazing year so far with a lot of growth, a lot of expansion. And now it's time to turn inward and focus on me and my health and my well-being. I'm going to go through a whole battery of medical tests and work with an amazing medical team to optimize my health and to make that my number one priority after really pushing hard for the last 8-9 months. I really believe in this ebb and flow in our businesses. I think that we need to do the pushing and do all of that outward exertion, but then we also need to take that time to tune back into ourselves and focus on our health. Health is wealth. You've probably heard me say that before. I'm a big believer in that, and I think we need to make sure after pushing so hard, we take that time to make sure that we are okay, that our body's functioning the way that it should be. And so I'm going to take you behind the scenes of all of these tests that I've been sent that I've got to complete now.
Okay, are you ready? These butterfly needles are so good.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. Can you guess what that is? That, my friends, is a urine jug that I have to fill up throughout the day. And what's really disturbing me is that it has to be kept in my fridge in between filling it up. So it's going to be an interesting day. And it took me about 6 hours, but I filled my jug. Well, it's stool sample day. I think I've never been less thrilled for anything, really. And you guys are gonna love this. Look at what they expect you to poop in. It looks like something you would serve French fries in. All right, time to try to do this. Wish me luck. So all the testing is done, and they had to come back and redo the blood work, which kind of sucks because it's never fun to get blood work done. But now we just have to wait a couple weeks and all the results will be in, which I look forward to, well, learning myself and also sharing with you.
We're going to be reviewing your labs at the beginning, and then I'm going to be talking about the solutions as I'm going through the labs. So minerals, vitamin A was really low and calcium was low. All the other minerals were pretty good. These are all your results. And
So these ones are all in a good range.
this is all the healthy flora. So they could be in a bad range, but just show up in the green. Like for instance, the enterococcus and the lactobacillus are on the lower end. of the range, and we want to see it more of like a +3 or 4.
Okay.
Lactobacillus and enterococcus you get from like fermented vegetables. Do you eat any fermented vegetables at all?
I do, but not very, it's not a regular part of my diet.
Mm-hmm.
So fermented vegetables. So more kimchi.
Kimchi has good, like healthy, exactly, lactobacillus, and there's a ton of different ways to ferment, and the best.
I was doing it for a while. You know what? Last year I did so much of it, and I actually thought it was awesome. No, everyone who came over to my house was like, Natalie, this is disgusting. Like, it smelled so bad. It smelled awful all the time, especially doing it yourself, doing the fermentation yourself. Like, making kimchi the smell is disgusting. But I had all these people, and even my neighbors were like, what is that stench coming from your house? And then I stopped doing it. And I haven't been doing it since. So, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to do it anyway.
Exactly. Your DHEA is good. That's an anti-aging hormone within the body. It's kind of one of the master hormones of the body that is a precursor to progesterone and testosterone and all of that. So that's a good thing. But you came back with a phase 2 adrenal fatigue. So it's not adrenal failure. Adrenal failure, most people really feel it, where they're chronically fatigued. They have a lot of energy challenges. They wake up tired, etc. But phase 2, people can have those symptoms as well. I mean, this is a more advanced adrenal challenge, and it's not uncommon. I mean, we're seeing this more and more in the executive entrepreneur women that we work with, at Elevate's Health. You're in the money right now for your lifestyle, and all you need to do is tweak a few things. These are big concerns if they were left alone. They're not big concerns now that we have the information, and we're going to address the challenges behind them to help you, maximize your health.
Okay, so you got to see all the tests that I've done. Now let's take a look at the routines that I have been incorporating into my life and that I really swear by to keep my energy levels up. These are some of the things that have helped me to make it through a grueling schedule, even though having a schedule like that is not ideal for all the time. But these are some of the things that I consistently do that I think make a really big difference. So I was feeling pretty guilty about not working out as much while I was traveling. So I had to find something that was going to work for me no matter where I am. And I found that just taking 20 minutes in the morning, non-negotiable time, I either go for a run for 20 or 30 minutes, or I do Jillian Michaels or a workout from the bettyrocker.com. I have her 90-day Rock Your Life program as well. It's a great one that you can take with you on the road, and it's helping me stick with a workout every single morning. Another healing ritual for me is just getting outside, getting out in nature. It helps you to get out of your head and into your heart and into your body. Being out here is also when I have some of my best ideas, and I'm able to get a lot of clarity on decisions that I'm trying to make. Okay, so this is what's going in the blender with the coffee. I'm also putting in this. This is an organic ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. This is from grass-fed cows, and this is lactose free. So this is kind of like a butter, but it's better. So put both of those into the blender, and we're just gonna I usually don't do a full cup because I do the double shot of espresso instead of a drip coffee. And that's it. Now the taste I found takes a little bit of getting used to. It definitely tastes different than just your coffee. The ghee and the oil does modify that taste a little bit, but I really like it now, and I think you will too. I get my midday energy boost from doing meditation and mudras and having a spoonful of bee pollen, and I reach for this instead of coffee in the afternoon. Keeps my energy consistent and high all day long. I also take a lot of vitamins and supplements in the morning and throughout the day, which you will learn more about when I have Dr. Ben on the series. To find out what all of this means for me and for you as we work toward optimizing our health and productivity and energy so that we can show up in the world in bigger ways, you'll have to tune in to the next episode of the Superhuman Entrepreneur series on She Takes on the World TV. And if you're ready to recommit to your own health and well-being as we work to turn you into a superhuman entrepreneur, leave me a comment at shetakesontheworld.com. And for exclusive downloads and worksheets for our episodes that we only make available to our subscribers, make sure you sign up while you're there. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you next time on She Takes on the World TV. I hope you loved the episode of She Takes on the World TV you just watched as much as I loved making it for you. I've got so much more inspiration and practical advice, plus fun worksheets to do in the Conquer Kit, a creative business planner for women entrepreneurs. So be sure to check that out at theconquerkit.com.